Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Captain Radar. Today Apple had an event, so let's talk about it. Today Apple had an event, their March event. I believe it was, I don't really know what the name was, but I believe the theme was, or the name of it was, ear process, or who knows, they come up with some weird names. This was the event invite slash logo of what the event was. So let's jump right into it with the first main topic. Tim Apple came out and started saying, "Oh, we're doing great, blah 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 blah," all the typical CEO nonsense. And then he went to this. Started with Apple TV Plus, and when baseball starts back up, he said he secured a deal that we're going to be getting 2 exclusive games every Friday night when baseball starts back up. Which, I mean, hey, that's pretty cool. I mean, hey, if I watched baseball, I thought I may actually get back into baseball again then, if this is actually what's going to happen, because it would actually be pretty fun to watch games again. I haven't been keeping up with it. Then after that, we went into the iPhone. We got 2 new ugly colors. Some type of green. They'll be available to start pre-ordering on Friday. Whatever day, I think Friday is the 8th. No, today's the 8th. Whenever. On Friday. And it will start shipping next week. So, alongside that, we got the new iPhone SE 3. It has the new chip. Really, the only difference is it's a smaller screen, and it has the Touch ID. So if you don't want to move over to Face ID just yet, it works perfectly fine. And then we had the iPad Air, the new iPad Air with M1 chip. I really feel like Apple doesn't care about the M1, not the M1, the iPad Air anymore, because they bumped everything except the USB-C port on it. Instead of it being, I think it's probably still a USB 2 speeds for the USB-C port, but now it's 2 times faster. Ooh, that still doesn't mean I can't transfer a 4K file in however many seconds, and 5 seconds, like the iPad Air, not Air, the iPad Pro. Which, I mean, who also knows how long that those SSDs are gonna last in the Airs, because the M1, the last I heard, didn't really have that good support with SSDs, because since everything is on the chip, the SoC, the SSD could fail within a year. Granted, if Apple decided with the 2 models that the 64 gig model, granted, you're not really getting 64 gigs of storage. There's a friend of mine who we had a whole conversation about that, and he was turned into a grumpy old man about it. It wasn't me. That person knows who they are. They may leave a comment or not. So I don't know. It's I really don't know what to say about it. I mean, I want to get a new iPad because I have the Air 2, and that's from 2014. And when I update, I'm gonna be probably getting the Pro. And when I do, I'll get the 16 gig model, because I know then the SSD won't get as destroyed as the baseline one. But you know, let's just move on. Then we talked about, well, not we, then Apple talked about their new chip. Apple has the most unique naming, has the most unique naming scheme ever. It's like they gave it to a 5-year-old. Like, all right, so what should we call our new chip? One kid says Max, the other kid says Pro, the other kid says, let's name it Ultra. That's probably how it all went down. I mean, hey, you're getting 128 gigs of RAM. I know you can't see it. Ugh. I know you're gonna get up to 128 gigs of RAM. You can see it right here behind my face. I'm also a little confused because Apple said that this chip has 2 dies on one chip, and they're saying that they're the first company to ever do that. I feel like AMD did that. I feel like, really, I feel like AMD did that maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Leave your comment down below. And then they talked about, oh, I'm getting ahead of myself, why not? Then they talked about their new cinema display. Well, not a cinema display, what is it now? A studio display again? Yeah, they're going back to the old naming scheme. Cinema, not cinema. Studio display with 6 speakers. Why do I need 6 speakers in my studio display that I'm probably having better speakers? I don't know. I think they're trying to make a cheaper display of their whatever the pro display is. You know, the Pro Display XDR. I think they're probably just trying to make a cheaper version of it, because not all of us have thousands of dollars. Yeah, and after that, here's the kicker. They released the new computer, which is the Mac Studio. That's replacing the 27-inch iMac. Because we don't need a 27-inch all-in-one now, apparently. A 24-inch is more than capable of doing everything in the world. No. I know a lot of people that would prefer a 27-inch iMac. I'm one of them. But I'm also a huge fan of the Mac Pro. I mean, you're getting some pretty good specs with it, with the Studio, but they're claiming that it's going to replace machines that people use in studios, like recording studios, film studios, any type of production house. Between you and me, I don't know any production houses that would probably switch in a heartbeat to this machine. There's no PCI slot. I know that's probably like the most taboo thing to say nowadays. But really? So you're expecting me to turn this into the trash can Mac Pro from 2013 to where, oh, I want to hook up another PCI slot device. Let me grab my Thunderbolt cable, plug that into that, plug the other end into the PCI chassis. Why? Give me a tower like the Mac Pro, like the old Mac Pro and even the new Mac Pro. I don't need 50,000 cables coming out of my machine. I mean, granted, you have that in the back, but whatever. But yeah, ranting aside, that was Apple's event. I know there's a lot more interesting things in that, but these were the things that I saw. Oh yeah, the Mac Studio, or whatever they want to call it, the new Mac Studio. It's replacing the 27-inch iMac. It has built-in 10 gig, which is a plus. It can support, I think, out of the box right now, 4 displays. So can the MacBooks. Any of the new MacBooks can. So you're no longer limited to 2 displays that people are saying that you were limited to. Yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, and you can get up to 128 gigs of RAM. Woo. The Mac Pro you can put a terabyte. But granted, that's Intel. Who knows what the Mac Pro that will probably be announced and released at the end of the year will have. So yeah. Well, at least we have a headphone jack on this machine. Well, that's enough of me ranting for what is it now? Oh, 12 minutes. Okay. That's enough of that. So thank everyone. Thank everyone. Thank you everyone very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.